with the La Vista Police Department. I'm here on behalf of the Chief of Police and the entire La Vista Police Department to coordinate this portion of our search efforts to try to get Ryan Larson located back home to his family where he belongs. Today what we want to do is we're going to have two areas that we're going to search. Both are the dam sites here and at Prairie Queen. The reason we are here is these are areas that he normally frequents with his family and he is familiar with. So with the area that we've already searched in the city limits of La Vista, we now want to broaden our area to familiar areas for him so that we can see if maybe he has come here, he feels safe, feels comfortable here, so that is why we are out here. Other aspects of the La Vista Police Department, as well as all the local agencies that are assisting us, are checking in other areas. One thing we do ask, and it's very important to the public, for the citizens of La Vista and your homes, to be very watchful and vigilant. If you see anything, to call us right away, call it into 911. But we're asking the public to let the area in La Vista to refrain from going there, so that if he is still hiding right now, if he's playing hide and seek, he sees you out there and he's playing his game. He's trying to stay away from you and not be noticed. So we want to give him that opportunity to feel safe, to come out, to move about, and to where if our officers or someone in their home sees him moving around, that they can then call us, and we will focus our search efforts on these areas right now. What we're going to do here with the volunteers shortly is we will break up. We're going to look and work in groups throughout the area. We want to concentrate on the tall grasses, the playgrounds, areas where a child would feel safe to lay down, to hide, to maybe sleep or to rest, and to see if he's there. We know that people walk these dam sites frequently. There's people exercising, walking their dogs. So we've already got them on the trails looking. It's just part of their normal everyday events. So we got to go to the places where they're not going. We've got to go down into the ditches. We've got to go into the tall grasses. Maybe check somewhere just outside of the playground areas where he might have, at this time, 48 hours, he could be tired, he'd be resting. He might come out to you. We do not know, but we just want to make sure that we check and leave no stone unturned. A couple things that we do ask of you is, number one, if it's private property, not to go onto private property without permission of an owner. We want to remain at the dam site, but we want to remain safe. So watch yourselves. If you go near the water's edges, if you go near a depression, back on the backside of the dam, if there's any restricted areas for safety reasons, please watch what you're doing back there. If during this search you see who you believe to be Ryan, please stop, call 911. Do not approach him because he's already scared, he's out there. If he comes to you, it's one thing, but if you are out there, don't approach him, don't scream, no loud noises, no sudden movements. You want to be cautious for his safety. Call 911, follow him at a safe distance, update us with the direction you believe you are traveling in and where you are at in that area. This way we can get officers in the area, we can get people with skills to work with him so that we can resolve this and get him back home. With that, I'll stand for questions right now from the media, if there's any questions.
Is there any reason why there was a 15-hour gap from 9 p.m. until today at around 10:30 with no information?
There were calls that came into 911, and the detectives are looking into those, but until we get something credible, we're not putting anything out there.
Is there any indication that he had packed maybe snacks or water bottles, anything ahead before he did leave school?
That we do not know. He had his backpack, but we're not sure if it was the normal books, bags, homework assignments that he had in there.
Is La Vista Police being consulted by any experts on the autistic spectrum?
We do have people working with us, not only from the autistic spectrum with professional healthcare workers, but we also have those in law enforcement as well that are specialists in this.
Are there going to be dive teams out here today?
Today, not that I know of at this time. There's no reason yet for that.
What were the last videos that he searched on YouTube? Is there any indication that you could gather some information from those?
They are still looking in that. They've got experts now diving into the computers to see what is actually on there. What most of the searches we found was he is playing a game of hide and seek. He is hiding from the police. That is the game that he's playing. So in the mind of an 11-year-old boy, you know, if he sees us, he's doing his job by not being found by us. So we need to somehow figure out how we can get him to come out from that mindset.
In state 3, what's your biggest concern?
We're obviously worried about his physical condition. He's gone now 3 days. Food, water, we don't know what he had with him for provisions. So those are our concerns right now. And obviously the safety of the child is number one.
He's
There's
probably
been no,
wet too.
credible sighting since he left school. That's just it.
Our last credible sighting, I believe, was at 2 p.m. on Monday. And as to the wet, yes, obviously with the way the weather is and the nights, I mean, they've been damp and moist. So yeah, cold, wet, we're worried of hypothermia and everything that could be happening with him.
At what point do
It has been 3 days. At what point do we switch gears and say, okay, maybe let's think of other situations other than this hide and seek?
I will say that this is just one portion of what we're doing. We're hoping that it's still hide and seek. That's what we want for the outcome. But we do understand from a law enforcement aspect that we have to look at everything in the totality of this incident.
Did he go inside the home after he left school? Was anybody home?
The home has been checked by our officers, but I do not know if he had gone into the home after the school.
Any word from mom, sister? I know there's some posts on Facebook going around, but are they staying in the loop?
That is, our detectives are handling the family. That's not part of what I'm doing out here today.
What do you want to tell volunteers about the water? I know that that's kind of a safety concern.
Yeah, when you're around the water, please be very cautious. Obviously, with the rains we had, the mud, it's going to be slick. Rocks are going to be slick. The grass even. So watch it. Don't go too far towards the water. You can look over the water to see if you see anything that would indicate whether he had been near the water, fallen in the water. But please, everything we need is, we are doing one search and rescue right now. We do not want to have to do another search and rescue. So please be safe and cautious in everything that you do here today.
Have we considered using a search and rescue dogs?
There have been other teams and canines out deployed. So like I said, this is just one aspect of what we're doing out here.
Have you added any other agencies besides, I know there were a ton yesterday.
We have both state, federal, and local law enforcement assisting with this.
There was a picture yesterday off of like 96 and Giles. Some people saying it could have been him. Is that credible? Does anyone know if that was potentially him?
In the last briefing I was given, the last credible sighting was at 2 p.m. on Monday.
When someone does see something, maybe not here, but they see something in the community, I know there was a delay in reporting when that 2 p.m. picture was taken. What's the best thing they can do?
If you see who you believe to be Ryan, call 911. We will look into it and call immediately. And like I said, watch him, see where he goes. Don't chase him. Don't try to, call him by name. Keep an eye out, see where he goes, and call 911 and direct our units through our 911 operators into the area to where they can make contact with
Is
him.
it true that drone that y'all were using yesterday, that Taylor's voice was, his sister's voice was being, I guess, broadcasted over the drone?
That I do not know.
Are you guys using drones or anything today?
I'm not sure if they'll deploy the drones or not and where they'll do that.
Will Able 1 be activated today?
Able 1 is always there for our assistance. We have the full cooperation of the Omaha Police Department on this, and if we do need them, they will be deployed.
Is he on medication?
He is on medication, and from what we were gathering from the doctors, he can survive without the medication. It helps to control his seizures, but we do need to get him back home safely. I have some photos here, but the last outfit that he was wearing, he had a black hooded sweatshirt, has some orange or red in it. He had a police lanyard, it looks like, with a badge on it, as well as blue jeans and a gray hat. If anyone needs to see this before you go walk out there, we do have the photo so that you can look at that. And again, if you see him, it'll have all the information, his physical description and that as well.
If you run out of those, sir, I've got more in that pilot truck over there with my bar on top as well.
Thank you, sir.
They're on Sylvester Twitter page anyhow.
Yes, it is. It's on social. This bulletin is on all the social media pages as well. It's been given to all the media outlets. So if you're following us anywhere on social media, it will be on those pages.
We were told there have been instances in the past where Ryan has gone missing, but never for this long. Do you know how long? Like, was it even a day, or was?
That I do not know.
Are the agencies in plainclothes supposed to hide from police so they're not obvious to them if you spot it?
Our officers are in full uniform, soft uniform, similar to what I'm wearing, as well as detectives in plain clothes. With that, I think we'll like to brief all the volunteers so that we can get them started on this. And again, if anyone sees Ryan or who they believe to be Ryan, please call 911 and continue to monitor him until the law enforcement officers are in the area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go out, folks, if you are him, I don't want anyone walking alone. And then if we all concentrate in one area, we're not covering the grounds because we really like to get here into Prairie Queen. So if we can find teams, so if you came with a group of people from a church, a social organization, family, co-worker, so if he knows that we know who he is, we might try to continue to hide. Now if he approaches somebody, just make casual conversation with him to make sure we get on the phone and call 911.
And I heard maple donuts, like he likes maple donuts.
I don't know who doesn't like
You're actually a police officer, not donuts?
I mean, did he put jelly in it too? Who knows? But yeah, we'll go over here. We'll start getting everybody set up to different locations here around the dam site here, and then those that we can get over to Prairie Queen as well. Obviously, the sheriff's department, so all the agencies are deploying in their areas as well as they still have their law enforcement duties for the citizens in the neighborhoods and their calls, but they're all on alert to what's going on here. I'll go over here to the car. We'll get maps. If you would rather go to Prairie Queen, we can send some over to Prairie Queen. So just when you come up there, we'll identify it. We probably need like 4 or 5 groups at each location, depending on the size of the group that we have, so that we can get everybody. And when you walk, try to keep about 15 to 20 feet in between if you're walking in a line formation, so that you're looking, you can see the person that's on both sides of you, so you know you're covering the area in between. Take your time, look forward, scan, listen, like it. They were getting out of their cars, walking down, checking under stuff, so.
I would say roughly about 200 people in the last 3 days.
Yeah, it was very saturated. So I mean, everybody did a hell of a job the past couple of days working it. So the dam site. So if there were representatives, if I have any law enforcement off duty, any military personnel, any specially trained search and rescue, medical personnel that would like to lead up some teams here and then put you into an area, we'd appreciate if you'd step up. Somewhere over here, since I'm short, Navigator, that beautiful blue thing over there, is my car. I do have maps of the dam site, so we can get group leaders to come over there, that we can identify areas and start putting everyone there and into it. Again, if you see him, stop, call 911 right away, and they will start dispatching officers, probably more than likely from the sheriff's office. Any team captains? Anybody volunteering?
I'm in no group. I came alone. We're not a group.
Okay.
But
Yeah, and
I
then
won't
if
make
you're
a group.
individuals, we do, like I said, we want you to stay together on the buddy system, because if you walk along the trail, everybody that's out here exercising is already looking around the trail, so we're really going to have to get into the grasses and check into those type areas. If you see a culvert, cautious, because you don't want to slip and fall with the rains. The way these are all dam sites for flood holdback, so we want to watch what you're doing there.
I have a question. What about, like, we had read something about construction, like
if there's a construction, yeah, if you see anywhere on here where there's stuff like that, obviously we want to check that equipment, that area, but again, with caution. If there's any dirt turned over, we're going to see disturbances in the mud and that. So just, if you see trash, especially something along that side, let us know.